Hello everyone, welcome back to the Magnificent Mags channel. I'm here at St James's Park, just walking around the Milburn, just next to the stand at the moment for our update in our Crest Together workshop. So I've got some questions prepared. If obviously I can get through them all, mightn't be able to with the number who'll be here, but I'm gonna give it my best shot to ask the most important ones, and then like I said, if you're all out to report on this after, then I certainly will do so. But yeah, I'm gonna head in now and ask the questions. Hey, funny enough, walking here, there's my turnstile on a match day, Strawberry Corner. Hey, but yeah, gonna pop in now and ask the questions, and I'll report back after. Bye. My attendance last night at the updating our Crest Together workshop in the Platinum Club of St James's Park. Now, video recording and photographs weren't allowed during it. I took this one after. I'll just put it on the screen now. That's after it had emptied, but you have to respect that. And it was being streamed to support us online as well, and there were photographs being taken. So just that's a heads up for anyone going on Monday evening. Please do go, I implore you to. But I'm just giving you a heads up with those rules. But please, as I say, I implore you to go, because the club do listen at your table. They'll take your feedback, and you've got to listen to the presentation that they give on why it's been updated and the issues that they've hit. Things change, you've got to move with the times. At the moment, we're currently on the 4th crest. It's the only crest I've known in my lifetime, because I was born 87. That crest's 88, so I'm only a year older than the crest. But I understand things have to move forward, because obviously we've had the crest from 69 to 76, 76 to 83, 83 to 88, and the current one to present. And yeah, but there's a lot of important things I have to say. Now, the presentation lasts approximately, they said it can go on for 2 hours. It lasted about 90 minutes, 6 p.m. till 7:30 p.m. And they give the presentation on projectors. And honestly, it is fantastic. It's great to hear the feedback. And it put us a lot more at ease. They do cover things like the crest that people have suggested online. Some comments about it. It was funny. It's being posted online the day this is not a secret. The crest with the Geordie dancer on that. Honestly, that got a lot of laughter in the room. And obviously, we've had the usual expected mock-ups with camels and Saudi colours on in green and that. But yeah, the club saw the funny side of them. They did acknowledge them. But they have said, they have listened to support our feedback. And what I've taken from it is, they said obviously refine, revive and redesign. Now, I did take some notes from it. I can't go into everything, but the club have basically said they're listening to support us, and they're not going to go down the route of a circular crest like Villa, like Chelsea have, and other clubs in Manchester City. Now, they did acknowledge City and Inter. They've ruled, because what they've said is they've looked at refine, and they used Inter Milan's badge as an example, and they also used Manchester City's as an example of revive. And they're perfectly good examples. They're the two out of the 3 slogans they put forward last week that they're looking at. They've basically completely ruled out doing redesign, on my understanding. They used the Juventus badge as an example, and let's be honest, it's hideous. We don't want a complete overhaul. And unlike Serie A, where I don't believe they have this, we have here, which the FA set, which has been in place since 2022-23, is the English club heritage aspect of it. I'll come to that. But yeah, it was a fantastic meeting. They've done the 90-minute presentation, why they're doing it, how long the consultation's been going on. They have obviously spoke with the fan advisory board. That's not a secret. And they've spoke to staff, and then they've come to us. Now, I know there's a lot of pessimism online with fans thinking the club have deliberately put forward the crest that Liam Kennedy had shared. The one that looks like, I said last night, I felt like it looked like it was done on an Etch-a-Sketch. None will like it. That was pretty evident in the room. Well, certainly where I was sitting, but it's not a favourable one. Now, and I do understand pessimism. Now, I'm not saying I know the answer here. I don't. Could the club have put it out where everyone's pessimistic, saying they've done a deliberately awful one just to say, well, the new ones we're doing are improved? Now, I don't know. The vibe I got from the room last night, And after watching the presentation, I don't feel that's the case. They're not going to go with that crest, honestly. The vibe I got, it's an awful crest. And yeah, I don't know who come up with it, but they won't be moving forward with that. And like I said, a redesign's completely off the table on my understanding. Now, I did go in there with some questions. Now, no answers to these. These were just the questions I put forward. There was one of, is there an iterative plan? I've got it noted down here because they were extensive. Is there an iterative plan for more than one badge? Is the next one a plan just for 10 years, or will it be permanent until decided otherwise? Now, again, I've touched on the heritage aspect of the FA. Again, I will come to that. But yeah, my understanding is what I'm getting back is no. This is a once in a lifetime. It's a generational thing, like the stadium move. It's going to be, once this is chosen, that's all we'll know in our lifetime. No plans to change it. Second question, will the crest be future-proofed? If so, what's the approach to cater for the change in digital marketplace? Again, that's what I proposed. Are there any current drafts or designs on what direction it's heading? Are there any preferences? Again, it's just in the early stages at the moment, just in the consultation period. What's the plan? The pillars of criteria, I'd said that the crest will be judged on. So will it respect culture, history, people, landmarks and locations within Newcastle? It's got to do that. I've said my suggestions were, if you don't want to keep the hippocampi, put magpies in there. Now, it has to be 2 magpies because I know the 76-83 badge was 1 magpie, but magpies is plural, so you've got to have 2. These are my suggestions, by the way. I'm not speaking for anyone else. I said keep the shield. Maybe we could lose the gold. I don't know, but keep the shields. Black and white's got to be somewhere on there. The castle's important. It's the Norman Castle. It's been there since 1177. Again, it's where we get our name from, the Newcastle. So that's important, but I said I don't feel it looks like the current castle, so the shape, and it's too small. It should be more dominant on the crest, so it needs to look more like the Newcastle, and it's got to sit more prominently on the crest. I said I'm not bothered about the Demi-Lion or St. George. Again, I've said it's not a national holiday that we recognise here in England. That what I mean is we don't have a national holiday for it like Wales do with St. David. Ireland do with St. Paddy, and Scotland do with St. Andrew. So again, I said we could get rid of that. We've got to keep the flag on the top, though. I said that the blue and red is a nod to the seafaring heritage, like the maritime colour. So we've got to keep that somewhere on there because again, it's a nod to our past, the time, the shipbuilding, the big river. I've said keep the banner. The Newcastle United's got to be somewhere on there, even if it's a case that the banner's not curved where it's complicated, if it's just like curves round. But that in Newcastle United, I said, has got to be incorporated in there somewhere. And yeah, again, but I said it changes. Suggestion my was, if you want to put something modern on there, you've got to have a nod to the past, but make it more modern, crisp and fresh for the 21st century. So you could have the river on there with the Tyne Bridge. Again, just my suggestion. It's not what the club are thinking. This is just the feedback that we give to them. Another question that I did put forward to them was, well, I didn't really, because again, it was covered there, but strategic brand design agency, will there be a branding company who was appointed that understands it? But my understanding is it's all taken care of in-house. So again, we don't need to worry about that. So main points I can take from this are the leaked image of the crest was an internal image. It's not a final design. They've ruled out a circular crest. They're not going to go down the redesign route. It's concentrating on refine or revive. And again, heritage will be the focus of any change. Now, just to say this before I round off the video, if you look on the FA's website, the heritage rule, it's been in since 2022, 2023, and it covers the Women's Championship, Women's Super League, the Premier League, EFL and the National League. And that basically means that a full consultation and transparent process has to be held with supporters if the club intends to change its crest or the colour of its kit, like its main colours, i.e. black and white stripes for us. If those rules aren't met, then the club be made to change back to the original crest and colours. So again, that rule, the supporters are at the heart of it. We will have the final say. That's one thing I can say that was shared. Again, a lot of this I've said is just what I give as feedback. But the things I can confirm is this FA's heritage aspect even is what will be respected. So fans will be at the heart of it. It's a consultation process just at the moment. And again, I'm not expecting to see on next season's kit because my understanding is I believe decisions have to be made by the summer. So there's not enough time for it to be on the next season's kit. Again, it could be a thing where they take the time, so we mightn't see this till 2026, 2027 even. But that's all I wanted to say on it. It was great to attend last night. Again, if you go on Monday night, go, I implore you to. It's a great presentation and you do get have your say and give feedback, and we will have the final say. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of your week. And I'll be back with my preview for Arsenal this weekend. But for now, take care. Bye-bye.